I'm going to introduce you to what I think is going to be one of your new favorite desserts, the pretzel salad. And if you say to me, Tom, that sounds weird and I don't think I'm going to like it, you would not be the first person to say that to me. But when you bring this dessert to a party or serve it at a party you're hosting, it's going to be a big hit. Everybody's going to marvel at your dessert making skills. One important thing to know, this recipe takes about 6 hours to do. Now about 5 hours and 45 minutes of that is just waiting for it to cool off. But still, if you plan on serving it in the evening, you got to get started in the morning or do it the day before. Okay, let's get started. Step 1 is to boil 2 cups of water on your stove. And this takes forever on my stove, so we will move on to step 2. Step 2 is the pretzel portion of pretzel salad. Put 2.5 cups of pretzels into a Ziploc bag and then smash it real good. It's a fun activity for the kids. Perfect. Our water has come to a boil, so we're going to put in 6 ounces of strawberry Jell-O. That's 2 packages. At least if you shop at Aldi, it's 2 packages. Stir this until it dissolves. And once it dissolves, take it off the heat. It has to cool back down to room temperature. All right, let's take advantage of this warm burner for the next step. We're going to melt 1 stick of butter. That's 8 tablespoons. Once the butter is melted, add a 1/4 cup of sugar. So 1 stick of butter and a 1/4 cup of sugar, and now you know why this tastes so good. And once those are combined, you can add your smashed up pretzels. And you can save this bag for next time. Why not? Now stir the pretzels, the butter, and the sugar all together into a delicious mix. Transfer your pretzel mix into a 13x9 pan. Actually, I'll get a spatula because I don't want to miss out on any of this sugary, buttery goodness. And press it all down into a layer on the bottom of your pan. Hey, this guy didn't get smashed. Try to cover the whole bottom because, as you can imagine, this is going to be the crunchy, sweet layer that everything else is based on. We're at 350, so we're going to put this in the oven for 10 minutes. That's going to cook for 10 minutes, and then it has to cool back down. So we actually have a lot of waiting in front of us. The only thing we can really do to fill the time is to take these strawberries, which are going to go on top of our pretzel salad, and slice them up just to get ready. Or you could do the dishes, or you could play a video game, because there's actually a lot of dead time that's going to happen while these things cool off. But let's work on the strawberries. Well, there's no real trick to this. You just want to cut them in thin enough slices that it looks attractive on the top of your dessert. So something like that. Oh, Aldi sold me a bad strawberry. So we finish that up just in time to take the pretzels out of the oven. The next layer in the dessert is a layer of cream cheese and Cool Whip. And we can't put that on our pretzels when the temperature of the pretzels is 196 degrees. So we gotta let that cool off. To make the next layer, we need some cream cheese and some whipped topping. These both come from Aldi. This comes from the Happy Farm, and this comes from the Friendly Farms. Marketing went all out with the naming here. To our Happy Farm cream cheese, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar, and then we're just gonna beat it together until it's light and fluffy. Pretty light and fluffy, I guess. Now we take our whipped topping and we fold it in. Those are leftovers. Uh-oh. I believe I found the correct whipped topping. Ah, yes, that's whipped topping. So scoop it in, and you just want to fold it in. What can I say other than get your spatula and turn it and turn it and fold it and fold it until it's all nicely combined. Just go by the look. If the color is all homogeneous, then I think you got it. If not, it'll be okay. It's full of sugar and cream cheese and whipped topping. Everybody's gonna like it. Now that the pretzels have cooled down enough that they won't totally melt this topping, the goal is to apply an even layer that completely seals the bottom layer from the top Jell-O layer. We want to get it up against every corner and up along the side. Seal every edge. So you see how I'm pressing this whipped topping up against the edge to make sure that there's a Jell-O-proof seal separating what's going to be our top layer from the pretzels. Now we put this in the refrigerator for 30 minutes to cool off. Yeah, I mean, of course, to cool off. Why else would you put it in the refrigerator? That's cooled for 30 minutes, so the final step is the Jell-O and the strawberries. And normally my wife does that, but she's in her pajamas, so she doesn't want to be on camera. So I will demo. Now she taught me that you just can't dump this right on it or you're gonna make a big crater. So you get a spoon to redirect the splash. And because we properly sealed this dessert with the topping between this Jell-O layer and the pretzel layer, it should all sit nicely on top. Now some people will tell you to put the strawberries into this Jell-O before you pour it on, but those people are crazy. That is not the way to do it. First you put the Jell-O on, then you add the strawberries. So I'll add a couple, but since I really don't have the patience for this, I will magically turn it over to my wife. And there's the finished product. Oh, and there's Pam's hands.
I'm gonna get all the stuff off the ends.
So remember how I said this is a 6-hour recipe? Now you put it in the refrigerator for 3 or 4 hours, or overnight.